It looked like the Cubs are going to go quietly in Cincinnati. They were down 6-0, but Nate Pearson is making his Cubs debut, and things got a little bit weird. Let's pick it up here in the 8th inning. Down 6-0, Nate Pearson is in his 2nd inning of work, and first pitch to Jeimer Candelario, former Cub. He hits that one a country mile. He takes his time. He's watching it, and sure, he did take a little bit of time. We're going to see the replay here in a second of kind of sitting at home plate, watching it. But you know what? I don't think that means much of anything. He's a former Cub. A lot of these guys that are on the team right now, he was playing with last year, probably still friends with them. No big deal. But let's come back to that in a second here. Very next pitch to Tyler Stephenson. Nate Pearson in his Cubs debut drills Stephenson, and it could look like retaliation on the very next pitch. Not a good look, but also it's not happening. Let me just look at you guys for a second here. I'm telling you right now, for context, if you're a Reds fan, if you're a Major League Baseball fan, if you're a Cubs fan, you probably already know this, but if you need a little bit of context on this, this is not on purpose because this is Nate Pearson's first outing as a Cub. He's trying to hold on to a position with a team that is giving him a second chance. This guy used to be a top prospect with the Blue Jays. He came up, he was getting hit hard. That home run that Candelario hit is his 23rd that he's given up in just over 116 Major League innings. That's not a good ratio. This guy's trying to reinvent his career, and in his very first outing, he's going to go out and get so frustrated that he hits the next guy in the head? I don't think so. Now, is there the potential that he might have been trying to brush him back and be like, hey, get off the plate, I'm tired of giving up home runs? Yeah, but hitting him, plus, by the way, his walk rate is not so good. He doesn't have great command. So I get it. Tyler Stephenson, extremely upset. I'd be upset. It looks like retaliation. It's your life in your own hands. But let's find some humor in all this. Boog somehow finds a way to do not one, but two jinxes during what we're about to see here. Here is the first jinx from Boog.
Are they going to get together? Are they going to contemplate a warning? I don't know that that's going to go over great with Craig Counsell.
Or David Bell.
Wow.
No, it is not a warning. It is a toss. Too bad for Nate. And here comes Craig Counsell. You don't need to be John Boy. You don't need to be a professional lip reader. You can see right there, he's saying, what the F are you doing? What the F are you doing? Are you kidding me? With maybe a different word than kidding. Yeah, I mean, Craig Counsell, finally some fire here. We haven't seen him do this all year long. I thought it would be on balls and strikes at some point. I thought it would be on a close call that maybe goes the wrong way. Instead, it's on Pearson's Cubs debut. Really disappointing for Pearson. Really disappointing that we have to wait this long to see Craig Counsell get irritated and get fired up, but I'm glad to see it. While he does that, here was earlier in the game, Will Benson. I want to come back to the whole Jeimer Candelario kind of pimping out his home run. You can see Will Benson majorly pips out his home run. So is this a form of retaliation from Nate Pearson because of what he saw with Will Benson? Again, I don't think so, but I also don't like this. He's shushing, I think it's the third base coach, but could it be? I mean, that is the Cubs dugout. Could he be misinterpreted to be doing that towards the Cubs dugout? Was he doing it towards the Cubs dugout? I don't know. Maybe there's more there that we don't know about. All I know is that after the game, Nate Pearson said exactly what we were all thinking, which is, I'm not trying to do this in my very first Cubs game. It was a two-seamer, and it slipped out of my hands. I didn't want to have any intent. So that's my thoughts, but if you want to look deeper into this and you say, hey, Jeimer Candelario and Will Benson kind of went a little above and beyond and pimped out their home run, so that's why Nate did it. Who knows? All I know is I don't like the way they pimped this out, and to quote Jim Edmonds as we watch this replay, dude, you're hitting under 200, just run around the bases. All right, and then number 2 jinx coming in from Boog here as we get back to the Craig Counsell argument with this umpire.
I think James Hoy's conceding because he didn't throw him out. Yeah, he just did.
Yeah, you just did. 2 for 2, Boog. All right, and the Cubs lose this game. Michael Busch, the only home run, the only run. And one thing I want to highlight here, Miguel Amaya, if there's one thing that I do not tolerate, it is not hustling. And this is exactly what happens when you don't hustle. Miguel Amaya, who's having a miserable season, has a chance to get a base hit. As you watch this ball, it's heading toward first base. I get it, dude. Like, it's a long season. You see that ball going towards first. You think it's an easy out. Look how long he holds the bat for. Until that ball hits off of the bag, It just hit off the bag. That bat is still in Miguel Amaya's hands. And then he says, oh, shoot, maybe now I should start running. And he's out by half a step. Now, is this a moment where Miguel Amaya is like, well, shoot, if I had been running, maybe we make a comeback? No, that's not the point here. The point is that this team is lacking drive. They're lacking heart, and this is one of those things that you watch, and it's disappointing as a fan to watch this, and it's another reason that I say put a little pressure on some of these guys that are a little bit too comfortable. Bring up Moises Ballesteros, send Miguel Amaya back down. They did it to Ian Happ a few years back. It worked. Maybe Miguel Amaya needs a little bit of a reset and realize that his spot is not a for sure thing. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Miguel Amaya, should he be sent down and Moises Ballesteros called up? Or do you keep on working with what you got?